Hello, hello. Latasha, the life coach, reporting for duty. No, I'm just kidding. I am not a life coach, just in case you're new here. But I do find that starting anything in business typically tends to be a little bit more of a mindset issue than a tactical, strategic problem. Now, don't get me wrong, there are very real barriers that may prevent somebody from starting a business, starting a YouTube channel, starting a podcast, you know, launching a course or a project or a service. But like I said, typically, there's that very realistic, immediate barrier that can quickly be Googled or YouTubed or course educated. And then there are those deeper issues that prevent us from doing things day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And we're putting an end to that today, at least when it comes to YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube for over a decade. I've been doing freelancing for over a decade, some type of freelancing. And I've talked to a lot of other content creators and business owners over the years. And I'll tell you what they almost always have in common. They typically do not regret starting imperfectly, but they do often regret not starting sooner. So if you are tuning in thinking, man, I know YouTube is going to help my business. I know it's something that I need to invest in. Maybe the next year is going to be the year. Maybe I can make it happen. Maybe I can set aside the time. I want you to stay tuned because you absolutely can. And I really think that you absolutely should. I am like YouTube's biggest stan. I sing their praises all the time because I truly do not believe that I would have the business I have today without it. It's also just brought so much joy, so much community to my life, but we'll save all that. Let's just keep it business for now and just say it's responsible for like 80 to 90% of my leads. It's gotten me, the ability to speak on huge stages. It's made me millions of dollars in my business, and you can absolutely do it too. Let's talk about how to get you over that hump and create a YouTube channel for the year ahead. First things first, you need to be able to commit to posting once a week. Post once a week for many weeks. I would say at least commit to posting once a week for Q1 if you can. That's what, 3 months, 12 videos, give or take. I think you can do that. And if you can break it down in that way and say, all right, I've got to create 12 videos, you've got now, right? November, December to start batching. Batching really is my secret. I don't even think it's really a secret anymore. A lot of YouTubers go with batching, but it's my hack, if you will, for how I'm able to get ahead of YouTube videos, especially when we get into busy times like the holidays, for example. I'm already thinking about my December video schedule and starting to produce some of those December videos so that I can take a break, my editor can take a break, and so on and so forth. So map out your 12 content ideas. If you just start free writing about your keyword, about the topic that you really want to rank for and be known for, whether that's public speaking or knitting or digital marketing or graphic design, write down everything you know. Just start a free write, turn off the laptop, turn off your cell phone, close your windows, close your doors, light a candle, get really zen and comfy and cozy, and write down the things that you know about that topic. Write down the things that your audience often asks you about that topic, even if that audience is like 5 or 10 people. Write down things that you're seeing other YouTubers create content about, because that typically means their audience is asking them questions about it and you can put your own spin on things, right? And I guarantee you're going to probably come up with a good 12, 10, 15 topics that you can create videos about. Then you can sit down in front of the camera and just batch out, 2 or 3 a day until next thing you know, you've got a whole quarter's worth of videos batched out. And then you can decide what to do with them, right? Then it just becomes a logistics issue. Are you going to find the time in your day to edit those videos? Are you at a point where your business is so big and so profitable that you can afford to hire on an editor? Those are kind of next level problems and we'll deal with them later. But first, you need to just commit to posting a video a week for Q1 at least. Let me know if you can do that. Write your commitment in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. I think, that will be a fun way that I can maybe creep on you a little bit in the new year and hold you to it a little bit. No pressure. Oh, also no pressure on this, but I am actually hosting a live class. It's totally free. I'm going to leave a link down in the show notes for you. It's all about specifically how to get started with video podcasting in the new year. So feel free to join that if you can. Even if you're not looking to specifically create a podcast, I think it's going to help get you thinking about long form content strategy like YouTube. They share a lot of things in common. And obviously, I host my podcast on YouTube in addition to podcasting platforms. So I'd love to have you there. Okay. The next thing I need you to do once you've made that commitment already, one more commitment, put a half-day block on your calendar every week if you can. And listen, I know some of us are going to say, no, I actually can't. I can't afford 4 hours to dedicate to YouTube research or production or editing or whatever it is that you need to do. I've been there. I actually just posted a vlog last week where I got sick. I wasn't feeling well. I had all these other commitments, and I really couldn't commit to my weekly video. And then I realized I need to post that weekly video for a multitude of reasons. And I was able to pump that thing out in 5 hours from production to publishing. So there are a lot of things that you can do when you actually time box and when you actually decide, I am going to prioritize this. I'm going to make a commitment to myself to do this. I don't know your life. Obviously, we all have different lives and different responsibilities, but I was able to squeak it out in 4 or 5 hours. So see what you can do to save some time, see what you can do to outsource or automate to enable you to put just 4 hours a week on your calendar and use that as your YouTube time, your dedicated YouTube time. Again, you can do a multitude of things with this. Maybe this is content research. Don't get too stuck in the research though. I'm telling you, we got to just do, got to just go. We don't have to do it perfectly. We just have to do it. So maybe there's a little bit of research, but predominantly this is probably going to be your production time. So when you sit down and actually shoot your videos, it might be your editing time if you're choosing to self-edit. It might be your actual scheduling and thumbnail and all the things time, but find some time to do those things and put a meeting on your calendar. I find that when I actually have it in front of my face and my calendar is blocked off, so I can't send a meeting invite for that time, people can't book a call with me during that time, magically it works, right? I magically find myself with a free Friday afternoon and I'm like, amazing. I do have time to edit that video. I do have time to send an email about that video. And it just happens. That's just how you make things happen. Okay. Another thing that I want you to do is find some type of a support group. Now, this can be as big as paying for a mentorship or a group. I know somebody. I've got a place for you. If you want, be sure to come to that class and you can learn more about it. If you would like to, or always send me a DM as well. But it can also be as small as a friend. Do you have a friend, a business owner friend, or content creator friend who is also walking the same path as you? And if so, can you commit to maybe spending, 30 minutes or 15 minutes of that 4 hours that you're blocking out for your YouTube time? Can you commit to having a call with them? Can you commit to even just texting, asynchronous communication with them, checking in once a week? And hey, how's the YouTube videos going? Have you been able to batch some content today? Hey, I have this weird issue with my camera. Have you ever experienced this? All of those things, all of those issues are so much easier when you have somebody to lean on, whether that is, like I said, more formal mentorship and community, or just a buddy, just a friend who you're kind of walking this path with. Ask your social networks. Ask on social media, go into Facebook groups, don't spam, but I'm sure there are plenty out there full of other people who are looking for the same type of support that you are. Something that has really helped me and that I am actually pouring into my upcoming live cohort, Authority on Autopilot, is body doubling. You may have heard of this term before, but it's essentially working together side by side or video by video in this case, and working on the same thing together week after week. So in this case, for Authority on Autopilot, in this course, we will be actually doing editing days, live co-working editing days together every week to get our videos out there. So that's typically one of the big bottlenecks for people is they film the content and then it's like, now what? Now what do we do? I don't know how to edit, or I'm dreading editing. I'm not in the mood to edit. So imagine logging on, opening up your computer, seeing some smiling, happy faces staring back at you who are all in the same boat, who you can ask questions to in real time, right? If you get stuck with something, if you need feedback on something, you've got people there to hold you accountable and to prevent you from like getting up and going and getting a snack or going for a walk. Like that's typically my issue is I get really distracted and really bored. So find an accountability group, whether that is free or paid, friends or strangers. It will make this so much easier and it will also give you a built-in support group because in the beginning, when you're first starting a YouTube channel, it's very lonely and it can be very sad. Let's be honest, posting a video and just seeing crickets, right? Not seeing the view count go up, not seeing any likes, not seeing any comments. It's like, cool. We all go through that. There will be highs and lows. There will be dry periods. I see dry periods and I see dry videos and I feel it. But having a group of people who are all trying to cheer each other on and can go and like each other's videos and leave comments and things like that is just super helpful as well. And lastly, this one might be a little easier said than done, but I really want you to think about it. I want you to try your best to banish perfectionism. I still deal with this on a daily basis. Just like I said last week with that video, I was like not happy with how I was looking that day. I actually changed my sweater into something else. I was like, I look like a marshmallow in the sweater. And then I went and changed it for something else. And I just wasn't feeling it. My hair was flat. It just wasn't a great day for me. And I still put the video out. And I think the last time I checked, it's up to 3,000 views, maybe more at this point. So overall, it was a net positive, whether I looked like a supermodel or not. I just beg you to do the same thing for yourself, whether it's your hair, your outfit, your makeup, or your voice. This is something I realize a lot of people don't like about themselves. And growing up, I didn't like my voice either. I grew up with a speech impediment. I couldn't say the letter R. I still have to really think about it very hard. And yeah, I didn't like how I sounded either, but I just did it. Like at a certain point, you just have to say, my voice isn't perfect. My pronunciation isn't perfect. My hair isn't perfect. But what will people be losing if I do not show up? You have something valuable to teach people, to show people, to inspire people with. Think about what a net negative that would be if you decided your hair was ugly, so you weren't going to show up, right? I know I get messages every day saying that I help people, that I've encouraged them to quit toxic jobs, that I've helped them get clients, that I've, made them feel less alone. And imagine if I didn't put those videos out just because I didn't like how I looked that day, or because I didn't like the sound of my voice, or the lighting was a little off, or, whatever the situation might be. Some of the things that have helped me with this perfectionism issue are number one, positive self-talk. Be your own best hype person. If you're looking good, if you did a good job, if you said something really smart, just give yourself a little silent pat on the back, don't be weird and like talk to yourself in public maybe. I don't know, or do. But, just give yourself a little, hey, Latasha, that was really good. I really liked how that video turned out. You're looking great today. Your hair is amazing. Just hype yourself up. We're so quick to, do the opposite and be like, oh my gosh, Latasha, you're so dumb. Why did you do that? You did this embarrassing thing. You should be humiliated. But we don't often do the reverse. So I encourage you to just find those little opportunities to do the reverse. I think this also comes down to surrounding yourself with positive people, going back to the earlier point. When you're around people who want to build you up, who want to grow together, it just facilitates this community of positivity and confidence. But I also think try your best to, again, be in creation mode and not so much in research mode. I think finding motivation through podcasts like this and through other content is great, but you do not want to get to a point where you are comparing with somebody who has 5 million subscribers or, somebody who is at the absolute top of your niche, right? Find people who you can look up to who maybe are a little more similar to you or who at least show the pros and the cons of whatever it is that they are doing or you are doing. And that is not creating this kind of facade. I know when I look at other creators who really seem to have it all together and only seem to be positive and energetic and upbeat, I get really down on myself because I'm like, wait, like, how does their studio look amazing? And how do they always look amazing? And how do they always sound so smart? And they never have questions about business. Like, I've been in business for a decade and, I've been really successful and I still have questions. And it can really make myself second guess what I have to offer and how I'm showing up here on this channel. So try your best to limit that type of content and either just focus on content that is a little bit more realistic or just focus on doing. There are seasons for learning and doing, and I go back and forth. And sometimes I'm reading a lot of books, sometimes I'm consuming a lot of content, and other times I am just in create mode. I want you to get in create mode. So let me know what you think. I hope this was a short and sweet little pep talk that got you thinking about the new year ahead and, hopefully encourage some of you to just get started. I think now is a wonderful time to start dreaming and planning and thinking about the new year and thinking about how you're going to change your systems to make room for the things that really matter, the things you're going to invest in for the year ahead, and so on. So be sure to join my free live class all about podcasting if you want to. We'll talk more about this. And you can also check out the Authority on Autopilot course, which I will link down below as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.